dope, I've been on a ride. 10-4, we smoke in my eye. We go 0 to 65, driving out the way. Get yours, stay alive. Been dope, I've been on a ride. 10-4, we smoke in my
Hey everyone, welcome to the Nikey Joe Show, a podcast where we dive into all things here on the WCR channel on White Collar Rhymes. At first, the past couple weeks we've been doing interviews, and today we do have an interview with our very own fellow White Collar Rhymes artist, Tymathe Lamb. If you want to say hi, introduce yourself, maybe give a little bit of background information on who you are. What do you do?
To those who don't know, like she said, I am Tymathe Lamb. That's Tymathe for those who want to look me up. I'm a artist, producer, engineer. I've been doing it for about 22 years. That's pretty much me.
Nice. That is quite a bit of time. I'm very happy to have you here. One of our newer White Collar Rhymes artists, such as myself, one of the stragglers, but you actually have a lot of experience under your belt. So I'm super excited to kind of get to know a little bit more of that, a little bit more Tymathe, a little bit more Lamb, and see what's coming up next too. But thank you so much for coming here. I do appreciate it. And I know that you have your own story and kind of coming into White Collar Rhymes. Can you tell us how you found White Collar Rhymes? Or how we found you?
I found White Collar Rhymes through an asshole named Juicebox. He's a dear friend from high school. We've been tight for a long time, many years. I started doing music with him again once I came back from the military, and he was like, "Yo, man, it's this Discord that I'm in. It's a lot of opportunity in it, a lot of people to network with and grow your network. So that's something you might want to be interested in." And I came to see what's going on, and I've enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you are friends with said asshole. I do love me a little bit of Juicebox Bandit. aka XM. But I'm very happy that you were someone that knew him from high school, because like he's actually somebody that I got close with through our whole Texas trip, which I totally wish that you would have been part of too, because that would have been crazy to do Texas with you. I mean, we kind of did, because I know that you've done some hooks and such like that with him too. You guys have done a lot of collaborating.
Yeah.
For you going back, starting 23 years of music, that's quite some time. How did you decide that you wanted to rap or do music, or how did, I guess, give us the story behind Tymathe?
Well, I started in church. It started with me
Wow.
just playing drums, and then I moved to playing the keyboard, and then it moved to me actually singing. And then once I got in high school, then it was band. So it's always been some type of music around me, but I didn't take it seriously until probably high school. I was making beats, but nobody would rap on them, and it was frustrating because nobody could figure out how to rap on them. So I was like, well, I'll rap on them to show y'all how to rap on them. Then people like my raps more than my beats. So I just kept rapping, you know. So it kind of put me in a position to learn how to do everything.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have such a array of different things, like coming from church and such. That's really unexpected, I guess. Like, I mean, I think I knew that you came, I mean, like, just that you did choir and stuff, but then, like, when I actually think about when I'm listening to your music and the different, like, even falsettos and higher octaves you can go into, like, it makes sense though.
Yeah,
Like it's kind of unexpected, but then it makes sense, and it's like, okay, I kind of see that coming together where you have that and the fact that you're a drummer. I knew that you made beats, but I
right,
didn't
right.
really realize you were a drummer either. My dad also is music minister drummer, so there you go. Very wild. Definitely like that. So then going into, rapping and such, what would be like, who would be your inspiration since you did start, kind of a different way of rapping, to show your beats, I guess, kind of like how people would be showcase their lyrics, to get them to be used by others. Um, what do you think your inspiration would be? Is it rappers, or is it, do you have other artists that do inspire you as well or had, I guess it's one question.
Um, when I was younger, I listened to gospel and R&B with my mother.
Okay.
But when I went to my dad's house, I listened to all rap. So,
Wild.
so like my first mixtape is actually a gospel rap mixtape because my
Wild.
mother my mother wouldn't let me record nothing else in the house. So when I went with my dad, I recorded what I wanted to record, you know. So
That's wild.
my influences was probably like I liked rappers that rapped fast, Twister, Busta Rhymes, Ludacris. Uh, that's back then. I wasn't really into the mainstream artists. I didn't like the
Hmm.
singles. I like this. I like the songs that were actually on the album.
Mm.
Uh, like Eminem's wordplay was bananas.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to do things like that. Lil Wayne, just the way his metaphors lined up every bar, it was just, so those are the things that kind of like triggered me. And after like a couple of years of imitating all those artists, I kind of found myself, you know,
Okay.
kind of
Found
like
your sound amongst the sound of realizing it.
yeah, it came to a point where people would start telling me, yo, that sounds like lamb. And I was like, oh, so that's what that is. Okay.
Nice. I like that a lot. So, definitely cool about the gospel part too. Like I said, it kind of makes sense with the different singing and stuff. Like my, nanny was a big Southern gospel gal, so I have
And
a
if
lot
you
of
pay
different.
attention to my projects, I always mention church.
Hmm,
I always do. Because that's where I
hmm.
started. That's always where it starts.
I think we've had talks about that too with like even religion, spirituality, stuff like that, even like with, where you and how you and your family practice your lives and everything. Like,
Right.
you kind of do involve that in every aspect of your life, which I love, not so much even, religion, but spirituality, faith, being something greater and for the greater good.
Right.
I definitely do notice that a lot. And you do have a lot of celebratory songs. um, which is good because that's a good thing, for your songwriting process. I guess this it kind of interests me how you got into rap and to actually rapping from making beats, trying to showcase, I guess, your beats.
Right.
It really interests me in the fact that, when you were starting to do that, it was like not like how someone would come from, writing raps or rapping from. A lot of the time it's poetry, which I'm sure you probably wrote poetry, right?
Right. Right. In
Right.
school, when I needed to, yeah.
Right. But like I feel like that's how a lot of the journeys actually start. So I guess you going to showcase your beats, when you first started, I guess, showcasing your beats with your rapping. I don't know. I'm very interested in this little section of your life right now. When you would go into that creative mode, were you like actually trying to, formulate the metaphors like Wayne and stuff like that, or were at that point were you just trying to like, let me see and just throw something together? Because you freestyle.
Uh
So it's like,
Back then I was definitely writing, and my 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 goal has always been to compete with the ones that I enjoyed. So I would imagine myself in the studio sitting beside Lil Wayne. What would I say? what can I say? Even though at a young age, I'm really green. I really don't know what's going on in the world. I can't tell you too much, but what could I say that would impress him?
Okay.
So back then I did have like metaphors because I wanted to sound like they sounded. If I didn't have no metaphors, I didn't sound like they sounded. So, or it had to be a clever cadence that would keep
Mhm.
your attention. And that was at 13, 14 years old, maybe 15.
Wild.
And I still have all those songs.
That's
I,
wild.
I still have them.
I
And
need to start
I
doing like
impress myself.
a Monday show where we go back through some old music. Everybody's first couple albums. We'll have a review show like that.
Oh,
Old,
yeah,
only music
I'm
older
not
than 10 years.
I'm not embarrassed of my beginning music. It had to
I love
start somewhere.
that. I love that. I love that a lot. Coming from I guess then to now you found your sound, you from doing all that, you do and you have an amazing sound. What do you think I guess now as opposed to then inspires your music and your songwriting process now? I know that you freestyle a lot now especially, but it just flows. Like it blows my mind. But what's the difference now since you found your sound? How has your process changed?
Um, it's very sporadical. It doesn't happen when I want it to. Um, like I've been stuck for the last 2 weeks. I haven't said a word the last 2 weeks, but it's gonna be a day where I'm just gonna wake up and four songs are gonna come out, and it's just weird how it happens nowadays. And it doesn't really take me long because my uncle's a pastor. He's actually on a clip of church on The Pleasure Is Mine, but he said when you know where you're going, it don't take long to get there.
Mm-mm.
So when I get that feeling and I have a direct like idea, it doesn't take me long to get it down. It doesn't. It's like because I'm just having a conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? At that point, and I try
Mm.
not to get long winded. Because you got 16 bars, so and 4 bars is pretty much easy. So if I can do that 4 times, that's a verse.
Hmm. I love that. I think that I really like that advice. If you know where you're going, I like that. Hold on, say it again. I gotta write that down.
If you know where you're going, it doesn't take long to get there.
It doesn't take long to get there. I love that. Basically, know where the hell you're going, people. I'm just kidding. You did have a question from Miss Passive. What would you say for someone like Lil Wayne to remember you, or would you let the music speak for itself?
I think back then I cared a lot about what other people would remember, and nowadays I just let the music speak for itself because the newest project that I'm working on uh, is a project that's not going to be digestible to the average listener. It's not going to be one of those you could just a quick listen and you understand everything. It's not going to happen. It's going to be
Mm,
one of those you have to listen to for weeks to understand and put together and understand what I was trying to give to you. Because I remember playing a rough draft of one of the songs on the review.
mm-hmm.
And I remember Miss Passive getting upset a little bit, over the intro because of the clip of the gun in the high school and the two people being detained. But she didn't know that I was one of them people being detained. So that
Mm,
project goes all the way back to where I come from and what I've accomplished since I've got out of here.
mm,
So it's like it's meaningful. Everything in my new project is going to be meaningful. So
yeah.
nowadays, the music definitely speaks for itself.
Hmm. That is uh, that is pretty deep. I feel like I remember that. I think I was on that show.
Yeah, because
I
like the
think it was
first
the
thing
one that we
people
had
thought
all of
is
us.
somebody died, but no, it was just somebody was found that they had a gun in the school, and just No one got hurt. No one got shot. It was just a gun in the school. So it's an example of what I've come from, you know, having to deal with that in high school, you know. So
Yeah, for sure. That is so this so your upcoming album, I guess we're jumping straight to that. I'm intrigued. So your album is really going to be, I know you said it's not going to be as digestible because people are going to have to really go through it and to find the meaning of it. Um is it about just your entire life, your whole backstory? I know you said, what was the title of it?
um it's gonna be called Lamb, lyrically at my best. So
Hmm.
what I did was there was a picture that I created. It was a collage of me and um the most important people in my family were all in this collage. And it was just pictures that I had just cropped out and put together, and it looked horrible. So I got somebody to redraw it and to make sense. It almost looks like a Netflix series if you look at my cover. I'm gonna release it one day, not yet, but it's really cool. And when I look at it, I ended up writing a song for each person in the picture. So like
Hmm.
there's a song, you know, with my dad's point of view. It's a song with my mother's mindset. There's a song with my granddaddy's hustle. It's a song of my grandmother's prayer. There's a song for my daughters, which I call evidence, you know, because they're the evidence to me that God is real. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
then the song for my wife, and you know, so it comes together. It comes together beautifully.
I love that. I think that's going to be a really good project. I hope
It's
to
personal. It's for me.
that's the thing is, I mean, I like I said, I know you and I've obviously like, had chats with you and such. I don't know if the greater whole, WCR has either. So I like that, you are bringing it on the show too, so then people can kind of see it to from a different aspect and like the community too, because I know that you are such a big asset to the community and a lot of people, I mean, they hear your music and they know like your music's great. I don't think I can compliment you anymore on your vocal. I don't know if I could grade your vocal again. Like it's always great. It's always,
I appreciate that.
trying to
I
possibly
appreciate
find
it.
something wrong, and that's the hardest thing is like sometimes I have to literally listen to try to pick apart something. I'm like, there's nothing here. Like I didn't find shit. But like I think that your album like that having something more personal will be great for our community too, because like I said, I do think you're an asset to our community, like just in the same way almost VA as that you guys have this experience in music that our artists, WCR artists have this crazy experience in music. And like I know that you've been like, haven't you been nominated for Grammy and such?
Uh, not
Like
nominated for a
close,
Grammy,
something of
but
the sort. See, this
I
is why
got,
I have you up here so I can get your exact story
I wasn't
on.
nominated for a Grammy. I got, they invited me to the Grammys
See,
just to have the experience of walking around and seeing the red carpet and stuff like that.
like you've worked with producers that have worked with huge artists.
Yeah, I got to LA through Kendrick's producer. He gave me one beat for just because uh Terrence. But yeah, I've had some opportunities, you know, I've gotten close, but not haven't really kicked the door down yet.
And that's okay, but that's the thing is you've gotten close. That's my whole point is the fact that you're an asset to any artist community, not just WCR, just any artist as even as a friend, like, and I don't mean that in like, looking as an asset way, but like just to have you around the experience that you have by, even being close to seeing anything like that or being close to that close on the other side of the door, to that's the break that everybody hopes for, you know, as an artist up and coming. So like hearing from you is so important because it's like you've done a lot of things that a lot of people haven't been able to and might never experience in their lives, like in their journey, you know, so you can definitely open some of those hidden doors and people's artistry that might help them, you know, especially with even your album.
I'm sorry.
I know.
I
That's
see.
it.
Yeah,
You know who it
I just
is.
been attacked. I've been attacked.
You already know who it is.
It said that I can't type. You better be glad I can't type. I'm gonna find a way.
Yeah, like I think that, you know, hearing all this stuff is kind of like it's so important because like you get these opportunities or have had these opportunities that, you know, have brought you so much closer to your dreams than most people ever get.
Yeah,
So it's so important.
It's getting to the point now where it's like I feel like the only thing I haven't done is just made it. And but it's all in how you measure your success. You know,
Right. How do you
everybody's
measure success?
everybody's success is different. You know, to do some of the things that I've done, people will say, "Oh, you know, that's making it." Nah, not to me yet. I want to be able to pay my bills and I don't notice it coming out of my account. To me, that's making it. You know, I want to get to that point. You know.
Yeah.
She
For
not
sure.
cooking for you.
I'm trying to see what's getting talked about in chat. It doesn't look like anything too bad. But for so a little bit about, you know, the your other side. So I guess we'll kind of start back a little bit. I guess we'll because we kind of jumped to your album, and I'm like, oh, that's normally next in coming. I still want to get to know a little bit more. So through your journey through music, you know, journey of finding your sound, can you give us any examples of, you know, any of, I guess, the best moments that you've had in your musical journey so far where it was like, holy shit, you know, that feeling when you're like, holy shit, this is happening? Or like, holy shit, like the first time I went on stage, it was like, and there wasn't even that many people there. Rick was there. Roll the Rick was there. Like, I was just like, holy shit, like this is crazy. And I was so jacked up, and there was like not even that many people, but I didn't care. You know, what are your holy shit moments, I guess, in your career?
I would say my first holy shit moment was I was in I had been in Japan for a year. I was 19. Me and my friends used to make songs in the dorm room, but I never let nobody hear them, you know, because that was just something we did for fun. We get drunk, we make songs, and we just listen to them ourselves, you know. I was outside of a open mic in Tachikawa, and somebody heard it and said that they would pay me 20 yen for the CD that I was playing. And I was like this CD? He was like, I'll pay you 20 yen. And I didn't know what 20 yen was. It was about $20. But the fact that he wanted to pay me for something I made with my friends, it don't have no name on it or nothing. It's just a burnt CD in my car. So I took it out, I gave it to him, and he gave me the money. And then I turned around and looked at my friends and was like, we could sell a lot of these. You know, so we started making them and going out there, and before you knew it, I was on billboards, I was in magazines, I was doing shows at all these different clubs in like Yokohama. I was opening up for like Joe and the Franchise Boys back when they was hot, and Chingy, and everybody that came, I ended up opening up for them. You know, whether it was Yokohama Bay Hall or in Roppongi or in Harajuku, sometimes just in that smaller city like Fusa. But I was going to different places, and I'll be sitting in like my favorite restaurant, Coco Ichiban, and then people be outside of the restaurant, like taking pictures of me with their phones. So it feels like I've lived a rapper's life already, just being in the military in Japan.
Yeah, holy shit. So wait, what happened with that?
Um, there's only one artist that I know that was with me in Japan that is actually an industry artist right now, and his name is Donis Crump. He's still doing music, but that's just a very big market that I would like to dive into again one day. I still have contacts with people out there, but you know, it's just I just got to show my face. I have to get out there. Once I get out there, it's gonna
You're like, it's
they love,
over.
yeah, they love me out there.
Oh, I love that. So you're like a whole ass celebrity in a whole different fucking country.
And that's why I don't care when people, because my people here in my in my
See, at
in my
least
city,
you know
they
people
know
like
me.
your music. I really like your music.
It's cool. It's cool knowing that because I've been a lot of places, being in the military. Did a lot of TDYs.
Yeah.
I've been to Turkey. I've been to Indonesia. I've been to all of these places, and people everywhere know me. It's just a matter of me getting on a platform big enough where everybody can see me at the same time.
Yeah. That's crazy. The audience is like,
I was in
holy shit.
I was in Japan 2 years. That was I had the time of
You
my
know
life.
Japanese?
日本語が少しわかります。
Holy shit, my sister knows Japanese. I don't know what you just said. I know how to say like two things. I think one's good morning. I think one's oh fuck, I forgot it.
Ahayo gozaimasu.
Yeah, Ohayo gozaimasu.
Oh,
And Ogenki desu ka? Something like that. I just probably said it
yeah.
wrong. That's it. Yeah,
Yes.
see? All of my sisters love Japan.
Squishy.
Lito. My siblings love Japan in Japanese. They do. But so that's wild. I'm still like mind blown by that fact. That's crazy. So, anyways, you and your boys ended up, basically becoming celebrities in Japan.
It was fun. It was
That's
really fun.
crazy. So you've lived like a whole ass like 15 lives already in music.
Yeah. And
Just
you're exactly right. You're exactly right. I said I speak a little bit.
yeah, that's crazy though. Chopsticks. Oh yeah, nope, I'm not talking Spanish or not Spanish, Japanese. I'm like Spanish. Totally accident. I was just thinking about that. So, for I guess that previous life you lived in Japan as a superstar. Um, do you still have any fans from there? Like, or no, because and social media wasn't as prevalent or prevalent. Sorry.
I didn't have. I still am in contact with like DJs over there, so that's why my streams are a little higher than some people's because I do have people actually streaming, so it's
That's
cool.
crazy.
I got a couple of them on my Facebook, that we don't talk as often, but I can get to them when I need them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a few people. Like if I was to, because I plan on taking my wife to Japan. I actually plan on taking my whole family to Japan so they can have that experience of that culture.
Did
And
you like Japan?
yes, I believe they are my cousins.
Yeah.
All of them. Like
Would
I
you
really
live in
I
Japan?
fit in. Yes, I would. If I could, I would pick up and leave and go to Japan right now. I would. No question.
I'm
No
not.
question.
I'm not reading that, Rick.
I would eat rice for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like all their gadgets. They got some real cool. They make some cool fucking shit.
Yeah, and I
But
had a
that,
I had a camera phone that used to flip. I could FaceTime back in 2006.
Holy shit! I had a
with
razor
my
in like
with a
2007.
prepaid phone. With a prepaid phone in Japan, I could FaceTime my mother
That's wild.
in 2006. So I can just imagine what they have now.
It's wild.
It was
Mailbox said, "Did you get to meet Creepy Nuts or any other big Japanese hip hop groups while you were there?"
I wouldn't have had no idea who they were.
I
Uh,
know he is an international superstar.
that is crazy. Creepy nuts. They probably wasn't calling themselves creepy nuts because
You're like back
I
then.
got out. I got out of the military in 2009. So my time in Japan is between 2006 and 2007. After that,
Mhm.
I got stuck in Rapid City, South Dakota. You
That's
talking
fun. I
about
lived in Rapid
you
City,
talking
Michigan.
about you talking about a black man from Virginia. Then you drag him to Japan and then stick him in South Dakota. You talking about culture shock?
Yeah.
Like really. Like I seen one black guy for the first 2 weeks of my time in South Dakota, and that's when I was brushing my teeth.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
South
so
Dakota's got like nothing though, right?
it was just nothing but Native Americans. So now I get to learn their culture.
Hmm. What
You know, so,
what a culture shock again, even going from there. Like, I mean, like here in Michigan, we have, a lot of tribal land and stuff and like indigenous culture everywhere. Like it's
right,
like classes they teach in high school,
right,
like when I lived up north. But like, I mean, I couldn't imagine South Dakota, I did not know, I guess, think of
yeah.
it being, like that. But
So
yeah, from Japan to that to back to what, Virginia?
yeah, well, I spent about 6 months in Louisiana after I got
Hmm.
out the military, and
Hmm.
I met some good people out there too. But yeah, eventually back to Virginia.
So all this time you still did music, pursued music?
Yeah, I kept my. I've had my own studio since I was 13.
That's awesome.
My mixes
So,
weren't the best, but I just made music, and whatever made me happy.
like,
And
whatever you can do, do what you can. You
I
can't
kept my
stop.
computer with me everywhere I went.
When it's a love like that, you'll never stop. You
Yeah,
can't. It'll literally,
It didn't
it'll
matter how
literally
it
break
felt
your heart.
because I wasn't trying to be famous. I wasn't looking at it like I can really make money off of this and it be a career. It was just fun.
Mhm.
It was a way for me and my friends to have a time to go out there and it was always a part of the party where everybody would stop and look at us. So it was just us having fun.
How did your, going through different places even, I wonder how that changed your music. Like how compared to, like being from, when you were, even though you were consistently making music still, like how did those different experiences shape your music, I guess, differently? Do you feel like it changed it at all? Like, going from Japan to South Dakota, I'm sure even the people you're around, if you're collaborating with people at all, like around
Right.
you, like probably changed dramatically being and even going to Louisiana and like a bayou type, you know?
Everywhere I went introduced me to a new genre. And I've always been one to try all genres, to see if I can fit my way into it. Um, so, and I didn't know that Japan had such a big hip hop scene. Like they love hip hop over there.
I didn't know that
Um,
either.
South Dakota really didn't have a big hip hop scene, which was kind of
Right?
it was nobody was trying to hear no hip hop in South Dakota. The only people that came to South Dakota and people were excited were people like Tech Nine, um,
Mm.
Yin Yang Twins came during the Sturgis rally. They enjoyed that. I actually opened up for the Yin Yang Twins at the Sturgis rally. I've
Jesus.
never seen the population get so. I mean, just for 2 weeks, it went from like 500,000 to like 2 million people in Rapid City. So that was, I mean, in Sturgis. So that was a good experience. Um,
Wild. The Yin Yang Twins?
yeah, I actually still have footage of that too. Um, somewhere. I tried to keep everything, but even if I don't have it, I know somebody that I was in the military with. They have it because everybody would be there. It'd be like 20, 30 people with me everywhere I went. So it looked like I had a mob with me, but we were just all compadres.
I love that. I think that Roland Rick kind of had the same type of question. Do you feel that all the cultures you've been exposed to show up in your music and inspire you differently now?
I'm glad to be able to, like in one verse, I could relate to like maybe 8 different places, you know, and it's just cool that I can do that, and those people that are there would appreciate it, So it definitely comes up in my music a lot.
Yeah. Wild. And of all places, opening for Yin Yang Twins in South Dakota. Of any place,
Well, that was my fault because I had orders to go to Turkey, and I got a ticket going 220 kilometers
Oh,
per month.
kilometers.
Yeah, it was kilometers, but 220 is
So
still a
fast.
little high. You know what I'm saying? And I got caught by a traffic light speeding to the base because we were racing back to the base from the club, and that ticket cost me $800 and my orders to Turkey.
That's
So they had to
crazy.
put me back in the pool, and then I got SD. So I was like, "Oh, I'm going to San Diego," and he was like, "No, that's South
Bro, that's like
Dakota."
140 miles an hour.
I had
I
a,
had to
I
look
had
it
a,
up.
I had a Skyline. It's supposed to go that fast. Why would
What
my?
the fuck is a Skyline?
Oh man,
I don't know cars.
it's a Japanese. It's a Japanese race car.
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, all white. It was beautiful. I got it off the lemon lot.
For the what?
We used to call it the lemon lot.
A B lot.
You never knew if the car was going to work. You just,
The as is, buy here, sell here place.
yeah, that's it.
I hate that
That's
B
what it's
lot. We
called.
call it the B lot. It's the worst.
I got it for $1,200 on a lemon lot.
Damn. And then went 140 miles.
I'm talking about flying. I used to love because me and my friends were crazy. That's it. I'm gonna just leave it like that. We did stuff that we wasn't supposed to. I was 19. I could drink in Japan legally. So and that's a weird too. I could drink in Japan, but when I got to South Dakota, I had to wait a year.
What is the drinking age in Japan?
18.
It's 18?
Mm-hmm. It used to be 20, but I think it's 18 now.
I know it's
That was
19 in Canada. That's the only other one I know. So you went from drinking to not being able to drink. That's like when they changed the smoking age. Other people had to like quit smoking, go back to buying cigarettes legally. That's wild. So you've had a lot of different performances. It seems like you've done a lot of different stuff in your career. What has been your most memorable live performance that you've done, and what made it stand out so much for you?
I would say my very first performance in Japan. I think they thought I was bigger than I was because they treated me like
Did you get like a rider and shit?
Like it was one of those shows where you come up from the bottom of the stage on this little circle, and they tell you stand right here, don't move, because if you move, you're gonna cut your head off or something. But stand on this circle, and when I came up, it was like 20,000 people out there, and they turned my song on. And back in that day, my beat tag was, it'll say "What's my name?" and then it'll say "Lamb." So when they turned my song on and the "What's my name" part came on, everybody said "Lamb," and it stunned me because it's like, how do y'all know my name? All of y'all know me. So like my first 8 bars, I didn't say nothing because I was stunned. I was actually stunned, and my homeboy had to shake me like, "Man, you better rap. We up here now." And I'm like, "Okay, this is fun, But it was scary as hell. Y'all all said my name, and it's my first time. Now I performed in church before, but never in front of that many people. I did not in a million years expect that many people to be out there on my first attempt to perform secular music.
Out.
Now I've had some good crowds at the church. It'd be a lot of people in there, but this was nuts. The first time I actually felt anxiety in my chest.
I was gonna say that's awesome, but like how did you do? Like what did you feel like? When I was on stage, if I didn't have my sister next to me and my dad behind me, I probably would have like crapped my pants. And I think there was like 10 people there's probably like 10 people in the audience when it started.
And I have evidence of all of this. So it's important to me. I always tell my wife I rap like I'm under oath. I would not tell you a lie about anything. So
how did it feel being up there? Like, do you get stage fright at all? Or was that the first time just because it was unexpected? You don't get stage fright? You've never got like shaky knees or anything? Ooh.
I'm not. Now, before, but once I'm up there, we out here, baby. We out here.
I get so nervous.
And it's like, yeah, here we go. While I'm out here, I'm going to give you everything I got.
And then I have fun about halfway into it.
I might be nervous at first. The only thing that gets me is I'm very sensitive. So, like, say it's 10,000 people out there and they're all waving their hands and jumping around. If I look at one person and they don't look like they're enjoying it,
that's gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, it's gonna be like what is wrong with you? Now I have to go over here and make sure you look like all these other people. So I'm not shy. I will walk right up to you.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's fun.
Do you love performing?
I used to. I don't know if I want to be a performing artist anymore. I've gotten into this sync licensing.
Ooh.
And I like the fact that I'm being heard and I don't have to be seen.
Yeah.
And it's gonna bring peace to my family. I can still make the same money y'all making. I just don't have to jump around the stage to get it. And now I can be out in public and people may know my sound, but they may not know my face. And that's fine with me, as long as I'm eating.
So I definitely can understand, not really caring about the live setting music. Like I've never performed. I mean, like I've came from this side. My sister's always been on the live side. I've always been on the studio side. I like doing the studio stuff. I like doing that kind of stuff. But when's the last time that you performed live?
I think it was 2 years ago. I did a show in Virginia Beach. It was a Back Like I Never Left show where the promoter would showcase a lot of people that used to do consistent shows, but since then has kind of like haven't shown up on the scene. I haven't been on the scene in probably like 4 years. So to at that
Mm,
time, about 4 years. So to do that show was big for everybody, because everybody remembered all the songs still. It's just like I just that part of my career I feel like I've surpassed, because it was a lot of rapping for rappers and
mhm.
like it didn't grow. So, you know, but uh what I am gonna do is when I book vacations for me and my wife, I will look in the area and see if there is an open mic or something that we can hit that night. You know what I'm saying? That way
I like
I,
that.
it's like I create my own tour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can go here, I just do my research first. Oh, they're doing it at this club. All right, so say we stay for 2 or 3 days. One of the nights I'll go hit that club. Pass out some CDs for the rest of the vacation. We just walk around. It might get to a point where somebody may have heard it and walk back up to me before I leave, like, "Yo, man, I checked you out. It's dope." If I get one person a day, I think I'm doing good.
I like that. I think that it's fun to keep doing that stuff too. Like I've never done huge shows or anything like that, but like I know that I've even like if I'm with my sister and stuff, like stopping at the open mics and stuff are so impactful. Open mics are so much fun, especially when you go to other towns. Or for me, it's more karaoke. So at least to get some people clapping for that. But I definitely can understand like Rick saying, and Rick is my sibling in the audience, saying that understanding, about doing the studio because that's something that I've heard from her and too that the live shows can be draining and especially when it's at bars and at stuff like that when that's not really like they don't really drink often and stuff like that. So when you're not really in that scene and you have a family too, it can get definitely hard. I think for anybody balancing doing live music and having a family, which you have a family and a wife, like leads me to my next question. How do you balance all of this and making music and having a family and a wife?
Um,
I had to throw all mine away, I'm just kidding.
uh,
I'm just kidding.
uh, my wife has a career. My wife has a career herself, so
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
uh,
I've heard her sing.
she's a caterer. So she's busy. You know what I'm saying? So she has no reason to stop me from doing what I'm doing. She has a goal she's trying to get to. It's one of them times where, because I would say that I get up in the morning. Uh, no, she did not win that cooking contest.
I'm like, I wanted to ask about that, but I didn't want to interrupt and I didn't want to forget
Uh,
because I know she was in the top. I'm like, I know she cooks, but I know she
no,
sings.
because we're both entrepreneurs. So some days, like she on Thursdays and Sundays, she she does her plates. So all day she's cooking and delivering plates and she's focused. So on those days, if I'm not helping her, I'm out here in the garage doing what I do, because at the end of the day, it gives us something to talk about later. My children they all know me to the point where they know if I'm in here, I'm working. You know. Now, as soon as I open that door, they all gonna be standing there, but because they like to put their ear to the door and see what daddy's doing. But they respect what I'm doing because everywhere we go, like we just took a trip to South Carolina. Now, I've never been to South Carolina. I might have drove through, but I've never been to South Carolina. I think we was in Dillon, and I went to a corner store, and somebody knew me. So my children are looking at me like, "Daddy, do you know them?" And I was like, "No, I don't." They were like, "But they know you. They know your songs." And I was like, it happens, baby. It's YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can see it, But when they see that, it's like, daddy is famous. And I didn't know that man, but obviously he knew me. He said my name, and so
Ooh,
my family loves it. I've done shows with my daughters. Me and my wife have an album together. You know, uh, it's all in the family actually. So it kind of just balances itself.
yeah, I love that. Especially I know that your wife sings too, so it's got to make it easier because she understands.
Right. She understands. Like she
Yeah.
she was with me during my oh shit, this might be it period. You know what I'm saying? After I dropped the project just because I had got invited to the Grammys. Uh we went to Terrence Howard house and we
Mm.
sat on the couch, and we were scared to take the drinks because they're rich people and they might, try to rape us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Like Illuminati fucking doing shit.
like, cause this is like, yo, this is happening really quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? We ended up in Vegas.
Oh, I,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're meeting all these different people. We're going to all these different parties, and we're having fun. And all of a sudden, it was just one party I didn't go to. I didn't feel comfortable, and I didn't get no calls after that. Like
huh.
the fun stopped. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, I gotta find another way. I don't know what I got into. You know what I'm
Huh.
saying? But it was just one time. It just I don't know. It was just this guy trying to make me put on this outfit, and I didn't want to put it on. I had brought clothes from home for this video shoot, so I didn't see no need to wear what they had out there for me. And
Was it a
I'm
weird outfit?
just something I wouldn't wear. I'm not a fan of the skin tight clothes and stuff like that. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? Like
yeah,
a
for
lot of people
sure.
do wear skinny jeans, but I just don't. Just that's not for me. So, and it was
Yeah.
just this shirt with all these holes in it. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted to see my nipples. I'm
Yeah.
like,
You're like, it
no,
was weird. You're like, the whole
no,
thing
bro.
was weird.
I brought my gear, bro. Like I didn't come here with, to get dressed. So
That
I
is
wore my
weird
clothes in the
though.
video, and then the other two guys went to the party, but I ended up at the Airbnb by myself. So, but I was cool. I was cool, you know, because when they came back, they was like, man, we didn't want to go in that party anyway. So it's like they went, but they didn't get in. So I don't know what that was, but
I did you
it
dodge a
happened for a
bullet?
reason. I might have. I might have. I might have.
Hmm.
You know.
Sus. You were on that border, and they were like, "Well, I can't look at your nipples, so
Yeah.
it's." I honestly, the entertainment industry is fucked. Actually, I want your sense on the music industry. How do you think the music industry has? Actually, what's just your current your take on the music industry and like that kind of shit and making it like? How do you think it's changed? Is it easier to make it? Is it harder to? Is it all
Uh,
weird shit like that? Like, can you make it without wearing a weird nipple shirt?
uh, I do believe you can make it without all of that. One of the biggest examples right now is La Russell. You know what I'm saying? He's an independent artist. I don't know if he's still independent, but he he's one of them people that don't really get dressed. He wears his Crocs. He's just him, and it's working. So he's proof that you don't have to do all that crazy stuff to make it in the industry or said industry. You It's like you most likely have to create your own. So that's what I'm doing. It's like as long as I can create my own way of operating with my fans, and I think I have a successful life, a successful career. You know, it's possible. There's a lot of It's a lot of ways you can get in. It's just the one that's gonna help you sleep at night that you need to do.
I know, right? Like, I mean, you're like, you can get it any way you want. It's how I'm gonna get it in you, though. That's what there's bars somewhere there.
It's all up to you at the end of the day. How you want to do that.
Jesus. I mean, that's crazy though. Like, I don't know.
No.
That's kind of wild. I mean, everything happens for a reason, though. I think, you could have definitely dodged something, and it could have, had something happening, especially since you and your wife were together then. Like, something could have
Yeah,
definitely
because it was
even
always
derailed you from your kids.
it was always weird things that they would ask me to do that I wasn't comfortable with.
That's
And
weird. Like, what?
like,
I gotta know more. Are we allowed to talk about all this?
for this photo shoot, we want you to take your ring off. We don't want to. We don't want to. They didn't want to show that I was married in my photo
Yeah,
shoot. You know what I'm
I see
saying?
that.
Now every rapper is married.
Yeah, I guess. For me,
I
I'm
could have
like,
been first.
I was married before when I first started music, and I didn't like ever put married on anything because that cut my demographic like in half.
Right. But I was always one of them people that, nah, I don't want a whole bunch of people on me. If you look at my videos, you'll never see no type of videos like that. I really don't even
Yeah.
make songs like that. I
Mhm.
respect my wife. I'm not gonna be out here talking about booty shaking and doing a whole bunch of
I'm
crazy.
obviously divorced.
I have daughters. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to hear me making songs like that.
For
I
sure.
have 3 little girls. Ain't no way they gonna be booty shaking. Not at all. No. I mess
Yeah.
up all their TikToks. Every time I see them doing one, I get in it and I dance myself, and they don't want to post no more. That's how.
You like you ain't doing that on me.
You know what I'm saying? If you gonna shake, daddy gonna shake too.
Yeah. I like that.
So
That's just weird. I'm like, it makes me wonder how many weird things did they ask you to do before the line is too weird of the weird things?
it's just I wanted to respect my marriage. They asked me if I minded to be promoted as younger. Uh,
Lying about your age?
yeah, lie about your age. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucked.
I'm 37,
What
and
happens? Yeah, like what happens when you're like older and they're like, you're obviously not fucking 40.
but a lot of people do it just to give themselves some longevity.
Who's lying about their age?
You'd
I'm
be
just
surprised.
blind to all that, ain't I?
I mean, because Wikipedia isn't always correct.
I don't wiki shit.
Like nobody really knows how old Jay-Z is,
I guess you're right. Very interesting.
or Beyonce. You know how old she really is?
No, I guess I don't
I
know.
don't. I don't know either.
I don't know. I want to say how old they look. Like, I guess. I don't know. I think Beyonce's like 40 something.
Like right now, I'm
How old
37,
is Beyonce?
and I still get carded buying rated R movies. So I could promote myself as 28,
Mm,
29,
I don't really get carded no more.
just to give me 7 more years in the industry.
Mm.
So I won't appear as I'm being promoted as someone who made it at 40. You never really
Why?
knew
Fuck
how old
that.
2
You should
Chainz
be able to
was.
make it at 40. Sorry. I'm getting.
Now, what's his name? Was it Jelly Roll?
Hmm.
Was it Jelly Roll? Somebody. But they're 39 years old and they got best new artist. And he was excited. Like, look, man, I waited for this. I'm 39 years old. I don't care if I'm the best new artist. I'm up here. So that gives me hope.
For sure. I mean, like, that's one thing too. Like, when I even started, because, like, fuck, I started music at like 31, 32. I started music at 31. Like, like I started way the hell late. So I literally even like looking up other artists that were older, like, okay, Stevie Nicks was like in her late 20s, she was homeless until, like, I'm like, okay, like Janice was home, I'm like, all right, I'm okay. I'm not, behind, because you do find yourself comparing yourself to other artists. So, like, I think it's bullshit that they try to cover up like a success of a 39 or 40-year-old, because it gives people that might not have had the time to do music or even had the confidence to, start it, actually that might be good. I
Right,
don't know.
right,
That
right.
pisses
You
me off.
never
I didn't know
know.
people lied about their ages. I never thought about that, not once.
Yeah, people want to appear young. Like everything has to be new. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole industry is young now. So when these numbers come up, they're trying to especially messing around with labels. That's why I don't even submit to labels anymore. I'm just gonna try to create my own avenues.
I mean, like, it's just weird. Why? I don't understand it. I guess it's not
It's
like
like
it's
it's
like a
like
sport.
it's like
It's not like
LeBron. LeBron
football.
has had a great career,
I'm like, it's not like sports. You're like, it's like this.
but because he's 40, they can't believe he's still doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's 40.
Right. But
Like
it's
he's
not
been
like
doing it for 20 years.
people are in music until they're like, my dad's 77 years old. Guess who drummed last week at a gig?
Right?
My
It don't
fucking
stop.
dad.
It doesn't go anywhere.
No, it's not like a sport where you're like fucking can't run. like it's not. That's bullshit. Sorry, I didn't mean to get so mad about it. It is young and moldable. It's dumb. I hate it. How do you think the music industry, do you think that has changed? The age has gone down, the average age of artists, or no, you think it's just always been around that age where they try to find them young, and then what, by 40 you're washed up to them? By
Yeah.
30?
Yeah.
Well, they can suck my dick. Sorry. But anyways, um
You're right. You're right. It's young and moldable. If you're young and moldable, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because you're not ready. You're not looking for the ones that is going to read the contract. You're looking for
yeah,
the ones that are not going to read the contract. They're hungry. They don't. They need it now. They don't care.
yeah. Damn, that's a good
I
point.
just seen a documentary about all the like the was it the NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys and stuff. And those artists, how
Yeah.
they was getting all their money taken. You know what I'm saying? But they was living fabulous lives, and you know what I'm saying. So somebody really told them like y'all should be making way more money. And there was a part of that. I think it was a Ponzi scheme. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing that Diddy did with a lot of people until it got into the public and he started giving people their masters back. You know what I'm saying? Because he was taking advantage of them. So, it's all a big business. It's a big business. It's not nothing but the music business. It's gonna be like that,
I
Like
hate that.
right now we get a seventh of a penny per stream.
0.03 cents. I made $100 last year. I'm not complaining. Not too much. Didn't have to file taxes on it.
I've made a couple hundred myself, but you would think if I have 500,000 streams, I get more than $300.
I'm saying, right? I might not have a lot. I ain't
That
no
looks
way.
like that's I did it. I had a good year. And I made $300. It's like okay,
For the entire year,
yeah, cool, whatever. These are
which is
pennies.
crazy because it's like that all these artists that are already big, they're just get put on all the playlists that they have going, so then they just keep going, and it's not even organic plays half the time on the bigger artists.
Right. And then a lot
I
of
feel like
times
artists have
you
more
don't blow.
space than they do.
you'll blow on somebody else's platform, so they
Yeah.
get the views.
Yeah, that's fucked. When you're a feature? Yeah. So, yeah, I know you don't get a seventh. I get like a 0.0003 cents or something on Spotify. I think Apple Music pays more than anything, honestly. I think that they pay a little bit more.
I get most of mine from Spotify. That's the biggest
Me
thing
too.
for me
Nobody
right
fucking has Apple Music. I swear. So for the music industry being different, do you think it's harder to make it today or easier?
now. It just depends on what you feel like
I guess
making it is.
making it being a household name
Um,
where at least a third of America knows your name. I guess.
on it, you just have to have money to do that.
Hmm.
I
Now
believe
with
that.
how
You just
the
have to. You just have
distros
to.
are,
You have to make it look like you're unstoppable.
do you think you need a label to make it
No,
to be actually make it further than just the starting of it?
no. I believe that the labels don't have the spark that an independent artist has. They just have a machine that knows how to keep it going. So once they find an artist that has that spark, they can turn that 1 million a year that they're making into 100 million because they have that machine that knows how to crank it out and keep it going. But they never will have that spark that we have. We just have to band together to create that machine that they have.
Without the
You
machine
know,
that's an asshole.
because if you can make, if you, bad news travels fast. You know, you could tell one person something that bad they had, or somebody was in an accident down the street, and the whole city would know it in a matter of hours. Why can't we do that with our music?
Yeah.
Just having a network big enough to have it circulating everywhere and everybody's on the same page. It could work. It really could work.
Now you got me thinking. You're like, yes, I want everybody thinking. Let's fix this shit.
It could work.
It could. I think that especially with everything that's at our disposal now as artists as opposed to before, like I think that, that's something that was big with VA's interview was that before, yeah, for sure, you more than likely needed a label to make it because like you didn't have access like we do now with, social media and stuff like that. Like you didn't have access to have someone hollering down the road that Lamb just released the track. It's different. It's a little bit different now. So I definitely could see where that success could be if we did have enough people actually doing it.
Because it's like um let's say every person in the Discord was actually active,
Mm-hmm.
and on the days that the singles dropped, we all shared it at the same time.
Hmm.
That would be
I
massive. That would be so massive.
That
Like,
is crazy.
you know,
I've
if
tried like with like
everybody could get on the
followers
same page.
that I've had is sharing all the same thing at once and it does help.
You know what I'm saying? It's
I've
like it's
tried
like tricking the algorithm. Like, yo, what in the world just happened? 3,000 people just shared the same thing
How
at the
could it
same
not go
time.
everywhere? How could it not? How would they know? Hmm. We need to get everybody active.
For real. It can work.
I lurk too much. We'll try to be more active. See? All it needs is a little bit.
Well, look,
So,
one person a day. Look, it might take 3,000 days to wake up all 3,000 Discord
mm,
people.
We do have a lot of them. We do have a lot of people.
I don't know how many it is.
We do have a lot. It's definitely over. I'm like over $1,000. Over something. Oh, I'm in a different server. My bad. Shoot, I don't even know where to look at that at. I can see it on my phone, but not on here. I don't know where to look at it. But we definitely have over 1,000. I definitely know that. I think we have over $2,000. So for your music and your journey and everything, I feel like we've kind of jumped around quite a bit, but I enjoy it. I think that it's been good because there's a lot of different aspects of this. You've obviously done collaborations with other people and stuff, but even like this whole, the idea of having everybody just kind of mass bombard share at the same time. It's like fucking full send. Like a project. Oh, like how could the internet stop it if it was a tidal wave or a tsunami coming at them? They literally couldn't. Like I think we'd break the internet.
Yeah, it would be. So
like Ray might know more. He knows a lot about the internet.
I'm gonna figure out a way to do it, whether it's an email list or like just walking up to random people that because I'm one of them people that I could be at Walmart and I could be looking at paper towels and somebody just start talking to me like they know me, and they're comfortable. So if they're that comfortable, I'm asking them, like, what type of music do you listen to? Go to their YouTube, go to my page, and follow myself. If I can do that one at a time with different people, you know what I'm saying? That's building a network, you know what I'm saying? Now, if they listen or not, I don't know. But my numbers would be different. They have more of a chance of coming across it,
I mean, that's
I airdrop songs at the beach. If your airdrop is on and I walk past you, you might get something from me.
Oh my God. I've never even thought about that, and I normally have mine off.
My last video, I'll keep it up there, and then I walk down the beach
once, and then I shut it off.
So if your airdrop is on, you definitely got a video from me if I walk past you.
That's so smart. I need to start doing that. Doesn't save you as a contact, right, in their phone?
No.
No, they just have to accept it. I'm sure if they've seen it coming from a chick, though. I have to try that with all of our music, honestly. I was going to say, so that's kind of, in a sense, a way that you build your fan base, like IRL. That's crazy. Yeah. What other ways do you build your fan base?
Now that I'm older, I'm always with my children. So
you say older.
My children, because I don't go anywhere. I rarely am outside. So my children are the ones really keeping my numbers up because they share with their friends. Like I have two girls that they're starting high school. So, and when they get a chance, they all like my music. So when they get a chance to play it at school, they play it at school. So when I go to the school for their games and stuff, everybody knows Keymaya's dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the stands and everybody's like, that's Key's dad, and they know my songs. They play them at the games. You know what I'm saying? I have edited versions. They play them at the sports events, and I get played on the radio in my city. So, I'm pretty known out here. It's just a matter of that hump. I gotta
from like local to regional to, isn't that
I've always said, if I could make it on a platform that every country watches, I'm gonna get a big response because people are gonna remember it. Like maybe that.
What do you think is their biggest platform?
I don't know. It's got to be a platform like a Cosmic Kev or uh uh like getting on Sway. If I could get on Sway
Mhm.
like Luce did, if I could
I
get
know.
on that one, like a lot of people would see me that from all different countries that watch that
Yeah.
platform, and it's gonna be like, yo, I remember him. It's gonna be people from Iraq that remember me, in Kuwait, all
You've
these
already
different.
planted seeds, it seems like across the world for them to just that have been kind of just blooming and waiting for your water.
Right,
Honestly.
right, right. Once it's up there, it's gonna explode. I know it is. I know it
Mm.
is. Everywhere
I
I go, somebody knows me or knows of me. So it's just a matter of time.
mm, I love that. For that too, I know that you have, you know, your own sound. We haven't talked much about, I feel like, your upcoming music besides the Lamb, and your most recent one. I feel like we haven't talked much about your processes or, different things like that. I think that I do want to ask who has been, if you have had a mentor at all, throughout your music that has really helped you or been there. Do you have people like that in your life, that have been like a consistent person that's been there for you for advice or mentorship for music? On because you've made it so far, it's mind blowing, like, and it's awesome. So I just want to kind of see every little piece of it.
Um, Crazy thing is, I've made relationships with people that I've never met.
Hmm.
It's just conversations that we have that pull certain things out of me when it comes to my creativity. I have a friend named Hank. He is one of the executive producers on my newest project. I've known him for about 12 years and I've never met him face to face.
That's wild. An online relationship like that, kind of like some of the guys in WCR. They've known each other for years and have never met.
Right. So it's like conversations are what trigger my creativity. And we don't talk about music. We talk about life.
Hmm.
And just those conversations get me to the point where I want to write. Like
Hmm.
just, it's like an energy thing with me, especially right now. That's how every song that I have on this new project was written. It started with a conversation.
I love that. That's awesome. I was. I think that that ties in a lot with, not so much just mentorship, but the relationships that you've built, and even like practice. That almost maintains a balance with your, like, even mental health and well-being with music, is it's not all always just fucking music, because that can literally make you shut down to music almost.
Right, right. And I've had my 6 month don't even look at my microphone,
I've done it. I'm
and
finally getting
it's
over
like
it.
I don't have nothing. I have no energy for it. And then I'll get back outside again because my PTSD does affect me to the point where I don't go out. I don't leave the house. So when I finally do and I'm in a good space and I'm on some good energy and I'm talking to the old heads, I be just go to the corner store, get me a beer, be standing outside, and it's an old man out there. He really wants some change, but before he get it to me, he gonna kick me a little game. And I'm gonna take the game. I might not have that many few. I only got a few dollars for you, but I'm gonna take the game. And, sometimes they be saying, you never know. It could be an angel. You
Hmm.
never know. Like every conversation is meant for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Everything is in divine order. So if they just start talking to me out of nowhere, I'm supposed to hear that. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
maybe that's why people come up to you.
it might hit me 4 days later while they came up to me like, oh boy, it said this makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm big with numbers. If it's a certain time, if I see 37, I know to me that means that I'm in the right direction and I'm supposed to be listening. So anytime I see that number, you know, it's like I might go outside. It's 9:37 right now.
It is. I'm like, I'm a 42 gal. I like 37 though.
It's
That's why
9:37. As I explained this, it's 9:37
you're
right
where
now,
you're
which lets
supposed
you
to be.
know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing at that moment.
I love that. That's awesome. Wow, that is just crazy. My mind's like blown. So I love that you know, you do use different signs outside of yourself to even know where you're at, if you're supposed to be there, you know. Do you use those to know when you're supposed to take a pause?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you
I
been
feel like
instructed to take pauses before?
I don't believe in writer's block no more.
Hmm.
I feel like if I'm supposed to be quiet. I'm not supposed to say nothing. It's not writer's block. It's just a simple fact that I'm not supposed to be saying nothing at that time, you know. And
Damn.
so I don't even look at it like a bad thing no more. It's obviously God want me to have a break. So I'm gonna take this little vacation and I'm gonna chill. And as I'm vacationing, these ideas get to fluttering. And I just wait. Because I wrote my whole album in 3 days.
Holy shit.
I wrote the entire thing in 3 days, and I actually wrote this one down because I wanted to manifest. I really wanted to write with intention, you know, because I
For
don't write.
sure.
You know.
That's what I know you
So
don't write. Speaking into intention, and you have to do both, I feel like, for
right,
thought, speak, writing. That's the physical, the mind, the body, the spirit, everything coming in and putting it into intention and bringing it into this reality. Like, so
right.
I definitely agree with the
You're
writing.
not spelling for it for no reason. You're spelling for a reason. It's a spell,
So, yeah.
you know. So I wrote some good stuff too. You know, so you know, I'm hoping that the universe responds to me in a major way this time. You know, because I'm really taking my time. I wrote it in 3 days, but I'm really taking my time on every mix. I've tried to mix songs like 6, 7 times, and I'm still not happy yet. So until I'm perfectly happy with every song's mix,
Hmm.
I won't release it. I don't care how long it's going to take me because this one means a lot to me.
Yeah.
I actually have the words written on a piece of notebook paper that's tacked to my wall in front of me. I can see it.
Oh.
You
I
know,
love
so
that. How do you feel? I know that you did just release, well, recently released, I guess not just, but very recent. You did just release. We'll stick with that. A recent project. You're locally global. How do you think? I know this one's more about, you know, this one you've said is a lot deeper of an album. How do you feel like your artistry and your, you know, how do you feel like, I guess, you yourself has evolved as an artist from that album to this one? How you've changed?
this is actually going to be the first project that I solely produced by myself.
Ooh, definitely evolution.
There's no YouTube beats on this one. They're
Nice.
all my beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's a big. My very first project was all my beats.
Hmm.
Once I got on YouTube, I got kind of lazy. Those beats were great. You know, I release them. You know, but even it's been situations with even that. You know that certain songs can't get played certain places, or I end up losing the rights to the
The
beats because they
captain
was only
shit.
for a year. Just or they sold the same beat to 3 different people. You know what I'm saying? So this project can't nobody take from me because I made it myself.
Hmm.
You know, so I think that's a big evolution.
I think that is huge, a huge evolution for your sound, because it's like especially with you trying to, I guess, have more of a message in this one too, and showing people, more the depth um, of Lamb and everything. I think that having the beats made by you is just another like level to that,
Right,
like
right. And
completely.
it's looking like I might have to mix it myself too. So this one's gonna be a journey because
Hmm.
it was one thing to mix to the YouTube beats because I don't know they was a little easier, but creating my own sound and getting my vocals to sit in it has been a challenge. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm gonna figure it out. I always do. I'm gonna figure it out because everywhere I've been to like 3 or 4 different studios, and I haven't found that sound yet. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to download Logic, and I'm gonna figure this out. I've never used Logic before in my life, but unless I can convert these files, I'm gonna have to download Logic and get to work.
Oh, so what files do you need to convert?
I think they're
The weird
I don't know.
Logic type files.
Yeah, they're all Logic files. You
So
know,
who in the community has Logic that can convert these files to waves from him for him, so he don't have to buy
because I
Logic?
know I know I know Logic got a free trial, and I'm actually trying to find a
Just like
download for a free one for Windows.
okay.
But I'm gonna figure it out. I always
Well,
do.
if you want help from the community, we will post about it and get someone with Logic that can just go ahead and convert some files for you, so then you can work on focusing on the things you should be focusing on, like your next album that you are completely writing down. Is this the first time that you have written down your music, and how long?
Um,
It's a question I forgot to ask.
6 years.
Woo! So this is definitely intentful. So you need to be focusing on that shit. Converting files.
You know what I'm
Um,
saying? Yeah, about 6 years since I've actually written it, and that's why it means so much to me.
for
It
sure.
means a lot to me.
How do you think that actually sitting down and writing, how did it feel going back through and like being in that space of writing it again? Because I know there's a rush, something about actually like I've freestyled songs that I've never let anybody hear, but it is a rush when it actually sounds good. You're like, oh shit, that worked.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's
But like
definitely a rush.
how
Like,
when I'm
hey,
writing, I get
be here
things like,
jamming with yourself, like, oh man, I said that. It's
right.
exciting.
How is that different for you? I guess with your writing, is it more almost vulnerable with your writing because you're actually writing the stuff down? Is it harder?
It is
Or do you feel
harder
like it
because
flows?
when I write it, I trigger deeper emotions than just me freestyling. He's like you get the surface
Okay.
when I freestyle, but when I write, it's like
We unzip the
I,
back
I, re- I,
cabinet.
rem- I remember a song I wrote about my dad, and if you really listen, you'll hear me crying while I'm recording it
Mm,
because it was just that deep to me. You can hear it. And
mm.
I don't think I ever released that song because I heard myself crying in the song.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, this is one of those like it's personal. Like when like the only
Vulnerable.
people that've heard it is my wife and my brothers. And when my brothers hear it, it's like they remember all of it. So it's
Taking
like
them
man,
a walk through your life, their
yeah,
life.
like man, you went back, boy, you went back. It's like yeah,
I
um,
wonder how I'd react to hearing a sibling's song about their life and hearing that perspective of my life, because
right.
it's a perspective of their life is your life. It's kind of
Or how they
wild.
how they saw it. You might have had one emotion, but they might have had another.
Yeah.
So it creates conversation. You know what I'm saying? And that's what music is supposed to do, create conversation. It's supposed to create
Steph, you have
dialogue.
magic? That's my sister. Sorry. I don't know if that's the same thing. Threw me off. But yeah, that is I don't know, that's kind of wild. I like that though. What was their reaction to it? Like has your family always been supportive of your music?
For the most part, yes. Yes.
Yeah, your
You know,
siblings and your parents?
definitely my siblings, all
Yeah.
of them. Uh,
How many siblings do you have again?
I have two brothers,
Okay, I'm like just the two. All
two
right.
two younger brothers, Kenny and Anthony, and most of the time they with me. Almost everywhere I go.
Yeah.
My younger brother is actually a gospel artist, and he has his own network. You know what I'm saying, of people. And my brother Kenny is we call him Smooth. He's a drummer, a full-time drummer, so he does gigs too. So it's all in the family. And when they can, they come and support me, and you know be on the stage with me. So, and we do music collectively sometimes too. So we all have our own studio setups. It's a family thing.
That's awesome. I love it. It's a family affair.
Yeah,
How how do you think collaborations shape you as an artist? And do you prefer collaborating or doing your own work?
I love collaborating. I love working. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that's what I came into the Discord to do in the first place. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Try to do as many songs as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because it's good practice. You never know what you can come out with. I like challenging myself. That's why Jacob is one of my favorites because he makes challenging music. You can't just come off on the song the same way every time when you're with Jacob. You better find a new delivery, a new cadence, you know what I'm saying? Something that's gonna be fresh. He challenges you every time. I love that. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that I needed help with. And being in this Discord, it's like it's been is there's so many different people that just want to learn. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? And if you're not learning, to me, you're not living. I live to learn. I gotta learn something every day. So uh, you know, collaborating definitely. And then, you learn different sounds, you hear different things. You might get the confidence to say it a different way. I remember working with I wasn't working with him on the song, but I was helping him listen to the song. Rogue was doing one. He sent me one time, he did the hook and it was on a low octave. And I was like, hey, bro, you should try a high octave. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said, man, I don't want to be too loud. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? My parents might be listening. And I was like, hey, look, just do it one good time. And when he did it, it was like, it totally changed the dynamic of the song. And it was like, see, all you had to do is just challenge yourself to do something different.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
And sometimes without the collaboration or the help of somebody else, you'll never hear that other side of it. Like you'll never hear how else it could be.
because I don't like working with people that tells me everything is good. I don't even like all my music. So tell me, like, yo, you could have did that again. I don't care how you feel about the music I've released. I don't care how good you think I am. Tell me, like, yo, that fucking sucked. You need to try it again. You know what I'm saying? I like criticism. It makes me go hard.
Yeah.
It makes me test you. If I send a song to the review show and everybody's like, yeah, I don't know about that one. Now I gotta go in my account. I'm about to post 2 or 3 songs more until y'all say, okay, that was one. Okay, now I'm happy.
Yeah. Me, I just cry. But
I'm, I'm,
I
I'm that
think
person. I'm competitive and I like to be the best. You know what I'm saying?
I
And I
think that's
feel
really
everybody should feel that.
what's helped elevate you in your career and get you to all of those doors that you have been able to, cross over in those thresholds that a lot of people don't make it to is being comfortable with, learning and growing, because if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not, learning, you're just stagnant, and what's the point?
Right.
So
I
it's
cut my
like
grass twice a week. It's steady
I
growing, no matter what. It's growing, and I
that
should be.
kind of shit is what makes you as an artist, you know. It's the fact that you can take criticism too like that and run with it and take it, even if it's not constructive, as something that you take as an elevation instead of like, as a hit. That's
Right.
great. Like, how have you always been able to take criticism? Has it been easy?
I grew up in a family where we use jokes for comfort. You
Okay,
know what
so
I'm saying?
you're used to
So I
jab.
walk in my dad room like, man, you just got uglier today. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So we grew up taking shots at each other. You know what I'm saying? And it never affected us. You
It's
know,
funny
so
that your family's like that, and you're this is a weird association. My nanny's like that. Like, she'll be like, "Oh God, I'm stuck in the car with you again. You got to sing the whole time." Meanwhile, she screams the whole time. It sounds like shit too. We sing like that, but like she's actually who I learned my Southern gospel and all of that from, all of
right.
like older music from. So it's funny that like you come from a gospel background too. Like your family's kind of like that because it's like it's love, but it
Yeah.
kind of makes you be like, well, think a second, like, oh, wait a fucking minute.
Because the only thing I am sensitive about is my music. So that helps me in a sense, you know what I'm saying, to stay rooted.
For sure. I think that that's an essential part of even getting feedback, even if you're not collaborating, is hearing that other side of it. Like, because, like, for me, I spiral and stuff, and I get stuck doing the same thing over. When you come to those blocks, not as a writing block, but like maybe a style block, how do you overcome that? Do you go and try to get criticism when you're like, I don't know what the fuck else to do with this? Like, go to get some feedback? Like, I'm just like stuck. Like, doesn't quite sound, something's wrong, and I can't tell.
Right, right. And you have to it's like I've learned that Beyonce has 5 different engineers and they all do something different. Like Leslie is responsible for the low end of her song, just the low
What?
end. And then she has Manny for her vocals. She has Guru for the high end of the song. So it's like these people are specialists in these specific things. And you notice she has like 7, 8 writers on each song. It's like it's a group effort. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so different people listening. It's like you're not gonna appease everybody, but if I take everybody's opinion and kind of shape it, I can make the majority happy. You know what I'm saying?
Find
Depending
good
on,
common middle ground
having
with feedback.
people that don't listen to hip hop, let them hear it. See, you know what I'm saying? Or my grandmother, she don't listen to nothing that I make for real. But if I could put it on my grandmama's head and she don't immediately take it off and she listened to it for a little while, I did something good. Cause I've made songs where as soon as I put it on her head, 1, 2, bah, she taking them all. I don't want to hear this Timothy. You know what I'm saying? But if she can keep it on, I did something good. Like she listened to this whole project, she didn't take the headphones off. And I'm not done with the mixing yet, but it was subtle enough for her to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I'm looking at the age ranges, you know what I'm saying? I don't force my music on my children. It's
Yeah.
like I don't tell them come in here and listen to this, or I don't ask them to do nothing musically really. But I can go back upstairs and my daughter be getting something to drink and I heard her singing one of the hooks that I recorded that day. So it's like, okay, she liked that one. You know what I'm saying? Or
That's
I
like
can hear my
parent.
godson trying to make the beat. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, he liked that one. So that's how I get my answers, subtly. because I don't like to force my music, but I love when people listen.
I like that. I think that that's a good gauge of stuff because that's using your almost environment and just taking the signs, just like, taking the signs from the times.
Right.
Do you think that with this project you're working on, have there been any challenges that you've encountered so far, besides the files?
It's just finding that perfect mix, and
Yeah,
not trying not to run out of money paying for it. Uh,
music's
so now
expensive. Fuck.
that's where it's to the point now. I feel like I'm only gonna be happy if I do it myself.
Yeah,
Because it'll be some things about it that I like, and then other things that I don't. And I instead of calling the engineer back time and time again, like, can you
right
adjust this? Can you
for it.
adjust this? Can you adjust this? Can you adjust this? That's irritating. I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. So I'm just going. I feel like I'm gonna have to figure it out myself. Because collectively, everybody that I've had work on this has done a great job. It's just not how it's supposed to sound in my head.
Hmm. It's got
You
to be
know,
perfect for you too, especially with it
it
being the
has
important.
to. And I'm
Yeah.
OCD. Everything has, it triggers me. I feel the tingle in my arm when certain sounds ain't right, or if it's not in the right place, if it's panned wrong, if I can hear all through the song, I'm upset. you
Well, you
know,
need to come up on one of the review shows.
you know that
They
bothers me.
listen for it. It should help.
Throw the whole song away. I don't care if it's mine. Throw the
Mm.
whole song away. You know.
So I guess that's getting it completely perfect is influencing not only the album but also your growth as an artist because you're taking on totally doing a whole nother engineering side of this too. Have you ever really engineered your own stuff that you've released before?
I have because like the last three projects that I've released were all engineered by me. It's just a matter of I wanted a more, I guess, standard sound, because I'm running like a microphone that I probably bought for like $500 and an interface, a Focusrite. So I wanted to go to the studio because they had the TL-103 and they have the Avalon. That's industry standard. You know what I'm saying? Preamp to interface with a beautiful microphone. So that I would feel would give me that industry sound.
Hmm.
But when I went to the studio, I didn't per se get that. So I know that I have the vocals from those sessions, so I should be able to fix the sound myself.
Okay.
Hopefully, I know I can do it. It's just a matter of me just sitting down and actually doing it, and I don't care how
Right.
long it takes.
Write it down.
Right, right, right.
Write it down. Let's say I think one of my write downs is being a multi-platinum artist. Literally, I have some of the craziest manifestations written down, but most of them have came true. So,
Me too. I said I want to win a Grammy in each category.
ooh, you
That's one of my goals.
can't have too
Whether
many.
I write it or perform it, it can
One of
happen.
my goals 3 years ago was be a host of a podcast.
Here you are.
So, right, and it was before I ever met WCR, and it was before I started music. That's why I built a studio. Um, Super weird, but I definitely think that writing it down. I like the way that you actually look at writing your songs like that. I've never looked at the fact that writing out songs is like that. And
Right.
I write my manifestations out and I've never ever looked at songs like that. I love that. Um with that being something in your personal life, and I want to get into a couple. I know we're almost out of time. Because I do want to go back to the Grammy thing because I know that there was a couple of people interested in it. I feel like we kind of skimmed it. a little bit, but not really went deep into it. And that's, I think, another big thing, the accolade that you have, um, in what ways does your personal life now consistently influence, the themes or lyrics of your projects? Well, I guess of this project coming up, because it does seem like this one's a lot more personal than any of your other music you've done, correct? Now, even
Right.
like the manifestation part of your spirituality is going into it too. So, like, in what other ways, and is it every way?
My music has always been personal because um I've always just rapped about my music is kind of like my diary. If you go to the beginning, you, you would know Lamb by the time you got to this last project. And
Yeah.
that's why there's so many people that I haven't met face to face that know me because my music is that personal. They can remember me saying something and then they'll see me post and you'll see exactly what I was talking about. And it makes sense. It's like I've been telling you about my life. It's just a matter of you listening. You know what I'm saying? So um my personal life is my music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not a song where you don't hear about my wife or my children
Yeah.
or something I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. And like I tell you, I don't leave the house. So
Mm.
a lot of my music is just me uh me being real about myself about trauma bonding and me trying to uh uh figure out the root to some of the reasons why I act the way that I act, or you know what I'm saying, me healing childhood traumas and
For
things like
sure.
that. You know what I'm saying? So my music is it's therapeutic for me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I use it for. I've been
Do you
looking
hope
back, because I
that
want to be a better father. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
for sure.
so every day I'm
Yourself.
reading the Bible more. No,
Yeah.
it's not. I'm not religious. I'm more of a spiritual person, but it teaches good morals and how to walk. It's good information as well as bad. You know what I'm saying? You take the good, you leave the bad, and you go to the next book. You know what I'm saying? But it's like just a way of being able to leave something for my children to realize how I walked in this life.
That
It's
was
my
my
day.
next question. Was what kind of legacy do you want to leave in the music industry? And is it for your family, especially the impact that, this has had for you writing and releasing your music as a release for yourself to heal? What kind of impact, I guess, do you hope to leave a legacy? And on listeners in the community, do you hope that those messages might help other people that might have trauma bond issues or healing issues, from childhood stuff, and, self-love, and, what kind of
100%.
ways do you
That's
want this to impact the community?
I pray everybody finds peace. You know what I'm saying? In whatever you do, I've worked maybe 10 jobs and hated them all. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I was made to do this.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? So um I just hope that everybody finds peace. It's been posts going on about different childhood traumas that people in their 30s are just realizing you know that they're even that something's even wrong. You know what I'm saying? You didn't realize maybe check that door every 5 minutes for what I'm saying, or why you are the way you are, or why in certain relationships you can't be as open as you want to be because it's something that you never healed that's
mm,
getting in the way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting to the point where I'm finding these things in myself. So it's
mm,
like I can show you how to get away from that, how to deal with it, how to face it, because I'm facing it myself. I'm on this no nicotine kick right now. I'm not smoking no blunts, no Black and Milds, no cigarettes, no tobacco, and I'm doing pretty good. Uh, I've been eating everything, but
When
I'm doing pretty good. I'm gonna have to work out because you know what I'm saying. I've been eating everything, but I'm trying to be better. You know what I'm saying.
yeah,
My daughter plays volleyball. I want to be able to breathe when she wants to go running.
yeah,
You know, little stuff. I want to be a full time dad as long as I can be. You know what I'm saying. I don't want to just croak out at 40 because my knee's bad or
yeah.
I'm smoking so much that I can't breathe. I'm not. I've stopped drinking alcohol too. I just want to be here for my children. So
I love that. I think that's a big thing, especially different milestones to hit. To realize, especially in your healing journey, because it sounds like that's part of facing your demons, like a dark night, of the soul type almost that you're going through, coming through, been through. Well, I mean, it's a continuous thing, fucking a. But like, I think that putting that music out there, especially with all of the experience you've had, either in music and or in the military and stuff like that, and the things that you have been through, putting them out there like that can really save someone's life and
right.
your own.
Because just knowing that you're not alone in that feeling can help. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I think that, music's therapy for so many people. I think music's how we save the world, honestly. I don't see another way. It's frequencies, man.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is.
Frequencies. They heal. So for I do want to go back to I know that I don't know if Roland Rick's still here. For you've been invited to, the Grammys. What was that like?
Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little scary because everything was like, all right, go this way. Okay, now go this way. Okay, now go this way. All right, now go this way. Now sit down. And
Did you go on the red carpet?
then they wouldn't let me on the red carpet. I got to see it, but they wouldn't let me on it.
You
You
didn't see
know what I'm
my
saying?
lamp.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, it wasn't. It was like it's cool that you're here, but nah, you don't get to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's set off for certain people. You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
like there's three different entrances. You know what I'm saying?
Like
That's
that.
just one of them. So
Hmm.
I wish
So,
I could have. I would have acted the fool too. I would have went viral. Ain't no way. You would have
ah,
let me over there. I would have did everything you told me not to do.
mm.
Yeah, you would have seen me on the internet somewhere. I would have made it right then.
You're like that. That would have been it. Dunzo.
No doubt. I would have made it right then.
Oh,
I would have.
poet. So for what was the what was it like? Like, was it like besides them, telling you where to go when you actually went in, and like, was it? Were you super far back? Was there shit tons of people there? Like,
I was kind of far back, and the experience for me was like
did you like it?
it's serious business. It's not a place to fan out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this is where you let them know that you're like them.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I'm
you
saying? So
show them
when
that
they walk
you're
up,
not
you're
looking
just
up
shaking
to
their
them.
hand, looking them in their eye, letting them know that you belong here instead of, oh my God, I see you all over TV. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so
Yeah.
many people doing that everywhere they go. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
keeping my composure and learning that this is really a business is the biggest thing. But it was a cool show. Directed, I seen, and now because I used to have a job where we used to set up stages and lighting and
Nice.
video and audio stuff. So to see the team working and running around doing the stuff that I usually do at like where I, when I did the what was that tour? It's in Texas. They had a show out there.
the west to southwest, or what is that?
No, it was some. It was something else. It was a crazy name. I can't remember right now. But when I did that, I did like all the audio and visuals. So to see the DJs up there, on a set that I created, it gives me appreciation for the stage hands. You know what I'm saying? Because I
For
was a
sure.
stage hand. So to see them
For
running
sure.
around, and I could tell my manager, like, oh yeah, they got to put the thing down there, so and they got to lock it so they'll go nowhere. I'm trying to explain to him stuff like he ain't never been to a show before, but it's just showing my
Yeah.
expertise. Like I know what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So I have an appreciation for the whole production of shows and stuff like that.
Mm.
But it is nerve wracking. It's because it's like, man, is that Patti LaBelle? My mama would freak out right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember being in Atlanta at an open mic, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening, and my wife taps me on my shoulder, like, "Look, babe, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick." I said, "All right, I'll wait for you." And while she's gone, Queen Latifah sits next to me at another table. So when my wife comes back, I try to warn her, like, "Hey, look, do not fan out, yo." But Queen Latifah is beside you. And she said, "What do you think I am? I'm not gonna do that." And then she turned around and she said, "Oh my God, I love you so much." I said, "You did it. You did exactly what I told you not to do." You know what I'm saying? But
Like, damn
it's
it.
it's cool that to be in those, what I'm saying, those type of
For sure.
atmosphere and share with them people.
For sure.
She laughed because obviously she heard me tell my wife not to fan out. So you know, she accepted one of my CDs and, she told me she would listen to it. I don't know if she did. I'm just happy that I had some sort of interaction with her. You know what I'm saying? Not enough for her to remember me, but enough for me and my wife to remember,
I love
so
that. It's awesome.
it's cool.
So I generally, well, I'm putting together, I'm like, I generally, every single show, I put together a little artist toolkit with some pieces of advice, 5 things for artists to carry with them through their careers or come back to, and, that they might, just pieces of advice. Um, what would be some things that you would tell, I guess, a young you, some advice?
Uh,
I can take it throughout the show too, because we did go through a lot of
um,
different stuff. And definitely, I think that, one of the things that I had put on the site obviously was, know your destination. Like,
right. Um, I would say, I would say, be nice to yourself.
mm,
I'm my biggest critic, and I'm not so nice to myself. I've had some of the biggest engineers in my area tell me that my mix was great, and I
mm,
still felt the need to go to 3 or 4 different studios and record it over and over again, trying to find a sound that I'm probably going to have to do myself. So be nice to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Uh, be comfortable being uncomfortable.
that's a good one.
Um, when it's like once you get to that point where you're comfortable being uncomfortable, everything else just will kind of fall into place. Nothing really bothers you that much anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like challenging myself in the studio. It might sound crazy. I know I've made some songs and tried to hit some notes that outside of the booth, if you can't hear that beat, I sound like a fool in there. But those were some of the most exciting songs that I've ever made because I tried it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, you know, um, just
True.
like even when I was explaining being at the Grammys, trying to be able to be a businessman and not fan out, I had to be. It was uncomfortable, but I had to be comfortable in the situation.
Yeah.
So I will also say I teach my children to never quit.
Hmm.
no matter how hard it gets, me and my children have a saying. It's like I'm gonna figure it out, no matter what it is. Uh, like even when it's like I'm really bad at math, and my whole family knows it. If my daughters come to me with any math homework, they know to go to mommy. Don't come to daddy because we're gonna be wrong together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not good at math. But I always say, if they do ask me because mommy's not home, I say, look, what we got to do? We got to figure it out. I said, all right, so where's your book? Because I might need to learn this section before I try to get
Like, let me read chapter 1 to through 6.
give me the lesson real quick so I can see what's
Math is
going
hard as hell
on.
these days. Kids' math is hard as hell these days. I don't
And it's
blame you.
different. I believe they changed PEMDAS and everything.
They changed
Something's different.
everything.
So
It's all
my math
different.
is wrong. My math is wrong. It'd be wrong. I'm sending my baby to school with all the wrong answers. And her mama come
You get
home
to
like,
my best.
how did you fail this? I listen to daddy. I told y'all I don't do math. Stop asking me to do that stuff. It's not gonna work. You better ask Google.
Better ask
So
Google.
you know what I'm saying? So don't ever quit. My children never quit. No, I don't care what sport it is. My daughter is 5'1" and she plays on the bottom to block on volleyball because she can jump out of the gym. You know what I'm saying? She didn't get much play in basketball, but she played every game in volleyball. But she didn't
As a
quit
blocker?
as a blocker.
How
She was
tall?
5'1".
I'm 5'4" and I was a little barren because I was short. You couldn't jump.
She
Well,
jumps out the gym and she
I
jumps
can't jump.
quickly. You know what
I
I'm saying?
hardly need to jump.
She has a lot of energy, and our slogan is we just don't quit no matter what's going on. We don't quit no matter how hard it get. We don't quit. None of them.
Everything
My
works itself
godson know it. My godson gets out of school every day and say, "Daddy, I paid attention, I stayed focused, and I didn't quit." He say that every day he come home from school.
out. I love that. That's so cute. So we have be nice to yourself, be comfortable being uncomfortable. Don't quit no matter what.
No matter what.
Tie in your continue to learn is definitely a theme that's throughout your life because
Yes.
that helps you grow.
Learning is living. You know what I'm saying? It's not one
Learning.
day. It's not one day that you can go living and you haven't learned nothing. That has to be a boring day. You didn't learn nothing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nothing sparked your interest. It was just like the same as yesterday. Like nothing was new. I wouldn't be able to stand that. I gotta watch a new show. I gotta see something that had some type of purpose, something that drove me forward that day.
Yeah.
So I like that's why I like TikTok. I get stuck in videos like cleaning carpets and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
anything I want to know, I learn it on TikTok. I can say, how to, change the chain on my
Always has the
ceiling fan.
fast
It's up
shit.
there.
They always
know.
have like the shortcuts of it too. It's
Yeah,
great.
so it's just like, oh man, I didn't know I could just do that. It was like, oh, it worked. So I learned something. Now I'm telling people, like, hey, look, man, you just boop, and they're like, hey, how you know that? I looked it up on TikTok. So I'm learning every day.
I love it. What's up, Lil Brian? We're about to end our interview with
up,
the
bro?
one, the only Tymathe Lamb. He caught the butt end of it. But one more, I guess, piece of advice. Maybe something like, what advice would you give to someone hoping to reach the same level of success that you have achieved? Because you have achieved a higher level of success than most people in the Discord. Maybe everyone. I don't think anybody's ever even so much as thought about getting an invite to a Grammy. Honestly. I know that might be hard. I don't know if it's weird for you to hear that. Like, Not trying to fangirl out. But like, it really is kind of I'm thankful to know you, like, so I want to hear any type of advice that would, for you, someone that really wants to do this with their life, like really, really thinks that they have it.
I feel like
Don't wear the nipple shirt. I'm just kidding.
definitely don't wear the nipple shirt. Definitely. I mean, unless you like it, you know what I'm saying? You might be,
Might
that
like the
just
nipple
didn't
shirt.
fit. That didn't fit me. You know what I'm saying? I don't like showing the nipples. I don't even like t-shirts that's thin enough to see my nipples. I don't like stuff like that. So, really, because I made it that far, not wanting a career. I wasn't trying to be famous. I really was just enjoying what I was doing.
So
So
you just
really
have to follow your heart.
enjoy what you're doing, because once it's not fun and it's just business, then it's it's just a job. So really enjoy what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody change that, because as long as you enjoy it, you're gonna do it forever, no matter at what point of life you're at. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna stop. So just enjoy what you're doing.
Hmm. Like,
It's so many miserable people out here just trying to make enough to survive. Just you're struggling and you're just miserable. You have to do something that you enjoy, something that's gonna make you smile at the end of the day.
that was my dad's motto. You can struggle anywhere. Why struggle somewhere you don't want to be? Maybe
Well,
that's moved
there's
so
no
much.
reason for that. That's really opposite of what we really supposed to be doing on this earth. We're not supposed to be here miserable. You
No,
know,
you follow your heart, live what you love doing in life.
yeah, just and really enjoy it. I enjoy every part of creating, every part of it, from making the beat. Uh, my wife would tell you, if I don't have access to music, or I can't create, I'm a totally different person.
Hmm.
I have to vent. This I can sit in here for 16 hours straight with just my weed and my water, and sometimes I'll have friends in here with me, and my wife was like, "Yo, you didn't offer anybody anything to eat," and I was like, "Man, I ain't thinking about eating. I'm recording." Everybody behind me hungry and starving, and you know what I'm saying, but they don't say anything because because they with me, you know what I'm saying. So I was like, man, like I really take this that seriously, so. But I love every minute of it, from trying to mix it to recording different notes, finding harmonies and different ad libs, and trying different recording techniques where you have like two different mics recording at the same time, and it's just I like being creative, using I have a jar full of change I use for to put in my beats and stuff like that. Uh just being creative, period. Having my son come down here and touch the keys and see what he hear, and adding that to the beat, what I'm saying, little stuff like that, makes everything, special, and it helps me enjoy it, because once it gets to the point where the song is done and it sounds beautiful and it's time for the business, that's when I get bored. So I'm starting to put people in place for that part of the journey, because I don't want to do the business part. I'm sick of that part.
Yeah.
You know.
You're like, I just like making things. That's where I get my release, my fun, and what I love to do is creation.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. So, and then my life path number is 9, which in supreme mathematics means birth. So believe I was born to create. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm. I like that. It's wild. I'm so glad that you came up here and gave us so much information. Sorry I jumped all over the place. I think that I think that there was more than I expected to learn. So that's exciting. But
I
I don't
appreciate
know.
the chance to get up here because I didn't know how this was gonna work. But
Yeah, just me asking a bunch of random ass questions.
I see I have to get me a camera now because I can't look dusty like this next time.
I think it might be connection. It might be your extra one. Like this is like a cheap camera. Actually, Dice always complains about my camera because I move too quick, so it goes out of focus fast. Not so much in this show, but for the review show. But I think that it worked great. I think if anything, it was just probably connection and stuff like that. But I think that we got a lot of information and a lot of insight into seeing a little bit more behind Lamb. So I love that. I hope that this maybe helped you too in some way. I feel like a lot of artists, actually speaking about their journey lets them look back a little bit and then kind of makes them go and create something right after, which is always what I love. So I really hope you're right. Exactly, Rick. You're genuine and all. That's all that matters. I think that the audience actually was super intrigued by and mind blown by your past too. So thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate you coming up here.
I appreciate everybody that's listening, and everybody that shows that support and gives that ear because that's all I really ask for is that ear, and so I appreciate it. Thanks for bringing me out of my shell. I don't do that too much. I don't talk to people.
No, that's why I was like, we haven't got to know everything. Let's know a little bit. But yep, Mailbox Spider said this is the energy and vibes we needed tonight. So that's awesome. I'm
That's
so
dope.
glad that everybody enjoyed it. I don't know how to rate anybody or do any of the stuff Dice does, so I normally just drop off. But is there anything else you wanted to say, Timothy?
No, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to smoke something.
Right. I love y'all, and I hope that you have a beautiful week. We will be back on Wednesday for the review show, and then we have the Sunday show on Sunday. We also have the tournament going on right now too, so check that out in the server. And then next Monday we'll be back with another guest. So thank you all for joining. Love y'all, and have a beautiful night.